everybody. This is the staff from Seychelles, and we're here today to do a little roundtable, even though we're only half round. But we picked out our best questions that we have, and we're just going to focus today on Botox and fillers because we got so many questions from our patients and our clients that we just decided to just focus on that. So we have some of the questions in here, and we're each going to pick one, and we're going to answer the questions. So here we go.
All right. Question number 1. What's the difference between Botox and Dysport?
Difference between Botox and Dysport. Well, they are made by 2 different companies, so that's the most important. Botox does have a larger molecule where Dysport has a smaller molecule. People often get confused because it takes more units of Dysport to make up for the Botox. I feel that the biggest difference between them really is the company and just the fact that they spread differently. But they both work great. They both, I think we all love both of them equally. There's not a lot of difference. Prices are usually comparable. About the same.
Drum roll, please.
Yes. Okay. Does filler hurt? Jane.
No, it doesn't hurt. We're obviously using a needle to inject the filler into the part of the face you want filled. We do numb you from the outside. We use topical lidocaine, so we let you numb for about 30 minutes. We also have these awesome little ice sticks, and we use that, and it helps also. And the product itself has lidocaine in it, so after the first time there's an injection point, then you've got the topical lidocaine, and you've got lidocaine working from the inside in the tissue. So we're really good at coaching you through and helping you if you're nervous. So don't ever be nervous to come and get filler if you think it's going to hurt. We have lots of tools and lots of tricks, and we will get you that beautiful face that you're looking for. All right. Is your Botox diluted?
That's always a question we get a lot. So when people say diluted, I'd like to educate on the fact that Botox comes, and so does Dysport, comes in a powder form. So in order to be able to inject it, we have to reconstitute it. So I like to say reconstitute instead of dilute because of the fact that when we reconstitute and dilute, our margins might be different than the company down the street. We all choose different levels of saline to put into the Botox and Dysport. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's over diluted. I would say that 9 out of 10 medical spas or medical offices are not going to over dilute their product because we want people to come back and we want people to have results. So if you're wondering why people say dilute and over diluted, it's usually because maybe they didn't get a good treatment. And it's not necessarily the case that it was because it was over diluted. There's probably other things you guys want to add to that. I don't know.
Metabolism affects your treatment. So sometimes if it feels like your Botox isn't lasting a long time, you might want to examine like how often you're working out or what kind of like medications you're on, if you're on fat burning or even like a lot of the ADHD medications can affect your metabolism. So those kind of come into play as well as far as how long your Botox lasts.
Very good point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. How long before I look normal after getting filler? Jenny.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that can happen after you get filler. Bruising and swelling. Will you always bruise? No, you won't. Sometimes you will, and sometimes you won't. We won't know if you're going to bruise or not until after you get injected. Now, bruising, there's a couple things we can do, and there's a couple things you can do. If you want to prepare for your appointment, you can start taking arnica, which is a homeopathic medicine that you can get over the counter. We have it here at the spa, but you can also get it at most grocery stores or Walgreens. You can also start eating pineapple or papaya. If you do come into your treatment and you do bruise, how long does the bruising last? That really kind of depends on your body. How fast does your body metabolize the bruise. Everybody's different. For some people, it's going to be a couple of days. For some people, it might even be a couple of weeks. We can laser bruising, and that typically breaks up about 50% of the bruising. So you are welcome to come back in the following day. We will give you a nice bruise treatment, complimentary, and that can kind of help speed up the healing there. Swelling can also occur. So especially with the lips, your lips will be swollen right after treatment, and maybe couple of days, maybe even a week after. Again, everybody's swelling is going to be a little bit different. So we always tell our patients to give themselves 2 weeks. You're probably going to be fine before the 2-week mark, but if you have any kind of big event coming up, like a wedding or something that's important, or photographs, I would not do filler less than 2 weeks before any kind of event, just to give your body time to heal.
Yeah. I would add to that people often say when they're in the middle of fillers well, I didn't bruise last time, but last time really doesn't have to do with this time, because something else could be going on. It could be hormonal. It could be that you're taking something that's an anti-inflammatory. There's times when I do filler, I don't bruise at all. And then there's times like I bruise like crazy and I don't know why I've done that. So
That's a good point. Every time is different.
yeah, every time's different.
Jane, why can't I just get 15 units of Botox in my whole face? Why won't 15 units fix it?
Ooh, good question.
It's 15 units would not be enough to cover your whole face. It really probably wouldn't even be enough to cover one area. We have 3 areas we concentrate on. We concentrate on the forehead, we concentrate on your flabella, which is across here, and we concentrate on your crow's feet. You could maybe get one side of your crow's feet done for 15 units. If you're going to take the time and come in here and want us to put Botox in your face, we are highly trained and educated. Let us help you figure out the amount of units you need for your face. Everyone is different, but 15 units is not enough. And if it's a money thing, well, then we will work on just what area is bothering you the worst, and we'll start with that. But let us help you. We're really trained. We know how to get you the look that you're looking for.
How long does filler last? I'd like to answer this one.
Okay.
So with Voluma, it can last up to 2 years, which is amazing. And then we have Velour, which can last up to 18 months. And then most of your other fillers usually last about 12 months. Of course, the same thing with Botox. Metabolism always comes into play whenever you have to think about how long your filler is going to last and the results that you get from it as well.
Yeah, and muscle movement, because you might have the folds last longer than the lips because of the fact that we're using our lips all the time. Yeah, that muscle. So just depends on where it is too.
Yeah.
I've heard of fake Botox. What is that?
I can
Jenny,
answer
you're
that
good
one.
because you've
like
done a
that
couple of
question.
videos on that
I don't
one.
like that question.
So what is fake Botox? Fake Botox is anything that is not manufactured by the pharmaceutical company Allergan. So unless it comes from Allergan, it is not real Botox.
And
Is there?
Dysport.
Yeah, and Dysport comes from Galderma. So same thing. There's specific pharmaceutical companies. If it doesn't come from these 2 companies, then it is not what it says. So how do you know? Well, pricing might be an indicator. If somebody is pricing their Botox really, really cheaply, I would call into question that it might not actually be real Botox. There are, just like there's fake purses on the market, there are people that have created fake Botox. What's in it? We don't know, because it's not coming from the pharmaceutical companies that we trust. How do you find out? Well, you look at the packaging. If you're ever wondering if like what that packaging looks like, what the bottle looks like, just ask us. We'll be happy to show you. What we have in our spot is real Botox from the pharmaceutical company Allergan. So if you're going somewhere and their bottle doesn't look like the bottle that we're using, then it's probably not the real deal.
Yeah.
So,
People can order from other countries and use it, and they get it much cheaper, of course, but you don't know what's in it. And I've heard very bad things happening from people doing stuff like that. And all we care about is your safety. And so we're always going to keep that first and foremost, I think.
Yes.
More.
2 more.
Oh, 2 more. Okay. Bear with us. With filler, will I look fake? Hannah, I think because You look really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, it's because of you and Jane, for sure. So it takes a lot of filler for someone to look fake. There's only 1/5 of a teaspoon
Mhm.
inside of a filler syringe. So to get that look, it would really take a lot. Our main goal here at the spa is to just enhance your natural beauty that you already come in with. And we want to make sure that we enhance and not overdo for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, you.
All right,
Last one.
last but not least.
Last but not least.
How long does Botox last?
Botox lasts 3 to 4 months, depending upon metabolism, as mentioned before. But I like to schedule mine right at the 90-day mark because I don't want it to wear completely off and have the wrinkles reset. So if you don't want them coming back that 2 weeks for them to smooth out, go ahead and get it scheduled, reschedule, get in with Michelle or Jane.
I think too, to add to that, Carly and I were talking before, is that people will often start to see movement at 2 months, and you have to understand. So Botox starts here, Botox and Dysport starts here, and then it goes up, and then you have your plateau, and then it starts going down. So right around 2 months is when it starts going down, and so you're going to start seeing a little bit of movement. That doesn't mean that the Botox or Dysport is all gone. It just means you're starting to get a little movement to where it goes down to baseline. And so I think it's important to remember. I think 3 months, like you said, is a great time to redo the Botox so the muscles don't kick in.
I also want to add, get the right amount of units. If you do just one across your forehead, you're not going to get as much.
And it's only going to last a
longevity.
month.
Yeah, if you get the appropriate amount of units per area, you're going to get much longer lasting on your results.
Right, because it is.
And you'll end up spending more money in the long run.
Right. They've said in many studies, they've shown that it is dosage dependent. So like she said, if you get the recommended dosage in your areas that you need it, you're likely to have it last longer.
Which is why that 2-week follow-up appointment is so important too, because at that 2-week follow-up, we're still able to add more units if we need to. And once you get past that 2-week mark, we really can't add anything after that. You have to wait until it's time for your full treatment.
Agreed. Okay, so that's all we have for today. We'll be doing another round half table with Seychelles. So look forward to doing another one. It was fun. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.